All right, starting here shortly. Just gonna do a Vive 10 recap. All right, we'll be starting here shortly. Just an Aviv 10 recap. That's the first day of the 12. See you shortly. Greetings from the thriving metropolis of Omaha, Nebraska, famous for Salisbury cows. We got clean Salisbury cows here, and maybe less hills. It's dead center United States, kind of where Noah's flood because of the mountains here and the mountains here. This would be like the bathtub before it drains into the Gulf of America. We are coming to you live from Omaha, Nebraska. My name is Mike Banner. I go by Nunya Biz. If I say anything smart and you want to quote me, oh my goodness, that was smart. That sounds like it was from the Holy Spirit. Who told you that? Don't use my name, Mike Banner. Just say Nunya Biz. It was now. If I say something stupid, okay, that's from Mike Banner. Who said that? What do you mean the Sabbath is Wednesday? Who said that? Mike Banner. Okay, you can use my name. So a recap today. Today is Aviv 11. That's April. I don't know what 10 or something, but Aviv 11 is it's after midnight here, Gregorian calendar. Well, we're kind of mixing the calendars here. But yesterday, Aviv 10 is when you choose your lamb. And that was yesterday. Um, this is a 12-day feast. The last 7 days are unleavened bread. The Kentucky Fried Chicken and Crunchy Taco Bell get me through the Feast of Unleavened Bread. We no longer do the lamb. We break bread, like Jesus said at the Last Supper, which, coincidentally, the Last Supper was the 10th going into the 11th. Okay, they had, this is the triumphal entry into Jerusalem that John records. And the priests, well, it says everybody, the whole town said, "Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord." This is a chant they do for Sukkot. They were expecting their Messiah Sukkot time, kind of like we are now, because it's the only day that no man knows the day or hour. The day of trumpets, the first day of the 7th month, the 10 days of awe. The 15th through the 21st are the tabernacles. He will tabernacle with us. And then the last great day, that 8th day of tabernacles, it's outside of tabernacles, but it's always the next day. An added Sabbath. That's the future we're looking for. Regardless, Jesus came in on the 10th, had his the Last Supper that night. This is when you choose your lamb. You keep it up for 4 days. Then the sacrifice is the day that you kill and cook it, and then you eat and burn it. You eat it here. It's going to be after sundown on the 14th, but it's going to be another day here. And this is an added Sabbath, and then this is always an added Sabbath to the 21st. We just have to convert this to April. Okay, so yesterday was the 10th. Everything went fine. Jesus had a triumphal entry into Jerusalem, and the whole town said, "Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest." This is a chant they do during Sukkot, a Pharisee chant that, hey, we're going to say this on this day, we're going to say this on that day. So if the whole town is doing it, we know that the Pharisees are doing it, and so the Pharisees, on the day that you are supposed to choose your lamb, the Pharisees, Jesus' triumphal entry, the Passover Lamb of God, walking into town on a donkey that he had found, the priests inadvertently chose him. Blessed is he that comes in the name of the Lord, Hosanna in the highest. The priests, the Pharisees, tell your disciples to shut up. Once they had seen the error of their ways, where they're chanting, and they don't know that they have inadvertently picked him on the 10th. But this night, this is when you choose your lamb. They did not choose a lamb. We read in the 4 gospel accounts that he sent 2 disciples to find a place, and they made ready the Passover. It sounds like everything's ready. The lamb, the bitter herbs. There's not much really else you need. A child to say, why is this day different than any others? But no, you don't need the hard-boiled egg, cedar plate, dipping your finger in wine and dripping it at every plague and dripping it on the plate. Or you choose it and keep it up in your home. You don't need a priest. You don't need a temple. But the lamb, now at the Last Supper, Jesus took bread. He says, "Do this in remembrance of me." The last Passover lamb of forever and ever. What are we going to do if the Feast of Unleavened Bread is commanded forever? How is it done away with? I get it, Jesus, the Passover lamb, but this isn't Passover. This is Passover, the one day out of these 12 that means sacrifice. Now, if you want to call this capital P Passover because it's so much easier to say than Feast of Unleavened Bread, I suggest you get on board with Matzah-Fest. That's nice and quick. But regardless, Aviv 10 went great today. We've got, as commanded, we're throwing a 12-day party. We got chips, dips, Laurel. We got drugs galore. If you need some drugs, come on down to Matzah-Fest 25, Omaha, Nebraska. We got drugs in all kinds of flavors. We got your Sprite with caffeine. We got your Pepsi with caffeine. Coca-Cola, RC, Sam's Club. The command to Deuteronomy 12:21, party, invite pagans, serve clean food. Anything your heart lusts for, even unto strong drink. No, not anything your heart lusts for, as if you're just coming out of Babylon or if you're still in Babylon. The pagans you're inviting are welcome to do that. But no, a Torah observant party. Okay, what? Celebrating the Lord. This is a good time. Anyway, Aviv 10 recap. All things went well. Jesus had his triumphal entry on this date. And quite frankly, this is what I wanted to show you. Quite frankly, the what you call it, the Last Supper. Yeah, it all goes. You can see. Yeah, you don't even know what I'm talking about, but someday we'll get to it. Three different donkey rides. Three different donkey rides. No, none you biz didn't say that. Excuse me. No, Mike Banner didn't say that. None you biz said that. Three different donkey rides. Matthew records a well, where's it at? Right here. That's too hard to see. Aviv 5 is Matthew. Mark and Luke are Aviv 3. John's the only one that recorded Aviv 10 way down here. So yeah, Aviv 10. So now we have 3 or 4 days of inspection. Today we broke bread as commanded by Jesus. Do this in memory of me. We don't have a lamb that we chose. Coincidentally, everybody unanimously today chose Jesus as their lamb. We all broke bread, took a communal sip of, well, I won't say Coca-Cola, but it's where's it? I've got one around here someplace. Okay, it's extra sweet tea. Okay, but I think the whole point is that it's communal, and I mean, like with Jesus, you're gonna take a sip of wine to get in contract with him. The whole point of this 12-day feast is to get into contract with him. That's how you get in covenant with him back in the day, by doing Passover. The uncircumcised cannot eat the lamb, but they're not going to sit at the kiddie table. They're going to sit at the big boy table. They're just not going to eat any lamb, but they can eat the bitter herbs. This is what Paul's talking about when he says, some of you eat meat only. Some of you eat meat. Some of you eat bitter herbs. Right. They have all these new Gentiles, all these uncircumcised Gentiles. Oh, but there's a rule. Oh, the circumcised. Yeah, right. That's why I say it's a feast of unleavened bread is commanded forever. How do we reconcile this with Passover is done away with? Because Passover was the special meal attached to that feast, the 12-day feast. Now there's 4 days of breaking bread, examining Jesus. He is our Passover lamb. We are to show him off to the pagans that you have invited into your home to eat clean food and have a good time with. You are to show them what you have chosen, that they have a choice to choose this as well. A living God, a loving, living God that you cannot carve in stone or put in your bank account. Oh, hate to do that, because believe me, every last one of us is gonna decay, whether by age, uh, gunshot, getting hit by a bus. I don't even. Regardless, Aviv 10 went great today. So if Aviv 10 for Jesus, going into Aviv 11, had the Last Supper, that very morning he was arrested. He died that day, right? No, no. He was held up for 3 days, 3 additional days. He was captured on the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 5 days. Oh, it doesn't add up that many. But he's held over. The prophecy was that he was supposed to be imprisoned. Rabbi Tovia Singer can tell you this problem, that Jesus did not meet the criteria. We only know him to be held bound for a couple hours, whereas he was held in jail for 3 actual days and nights. Because we know now that the Last Supper was on the 10th going into the 11th. Regardless, Peter denied him at the table, saying, "No, Lord, I will never deny you." Peter asked him again over the Kidron Valley Bridge, or excuse me, under the Kidron Valley Bridge in the garden. He says, "I will never deny you." He says, he tells Jesus again, "I will not deny you." And this is the second time after the Last Supper, and now they're in the garden. He says, Peter, I've told you twice you were going to deny me before the rooster crows. Well, we both have that problem. How did the rooster crow prior to being arrested? Not just his death, burial, and resurrection, but no, Pilate even says 3 times, I find no fault, I find no fault, I find no fault. This is because it's over the course of 3 days. Anyway, this is just a quick Aviv 10 update. Love y'all. Blessings, brothers. And have a good Matzah-Fest 25. Matzah-Fest 25, if I can figure out how to do. All right. Grace.